Goodness. There we go. Hey, what's up, Aries placements? How you doing? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. I hope all is well. Let's get into your reading. Let's see. Hey, Starskin 1111, back in front too. How you doing? All right, so I'm keeping it comfortable. I had a situation this morning where I had to call off work. I had an excruciating migraine. And I don't know if it's linked to my sinuses or not, but y'all already know I have bad sinuses all of a sudden. Um, I've had this channel. I've been blessed to have this channel for like 5 years. And it seems like my sinuses became like almost unbearable in the last like 2 years. I don't know what's it about, but I'm going to continue to try different remedies until I get this thing under control. But I almost didn't go live today due to my headache. But without further ado, I'm glad to see y'all all here. Let's get into your reading. We're freestyling. I don't have a particular theme or topic in mind. Whatever comes out, I'm using one deck, which is Vice Versa Tarot. And let's see. What does Aries placements need to know right now? Oh, okay. You got the Sun, the Hangman, the Three of Swords, the Five of Cups, the Tower, and the Page of Wands. This one fell on my lap right here. The Sun, the Hangman, the Three of Swords, the Page of Wands, the Five of Cups, and the Tower. It's deception here, but it all ends well. Like something has to come apart for it to be solid and stable and build longevity, although it's not necessarily, it can be better. You know how things start off in a not so great way, but it's functional until it's not functional anymore? This is the energy that I'm getting for you and whatever this involves. Yeah. Something started off not so foundational, but it was functional. So whoever involved got used to it being functional and really didn't think about things from a longevity standpoint until they had to with the Three of Swords. Something got ignored, something got overlooked, and someone got complacent. And when things start to fall apart, it was like an overkill with the Three of Swords. It only takes like one sword to pierce a heart and cause pain. Putting 2 additional swords in there is just nothing but overkill. All it takes is one shot. Why are we overdoing something? But through the sacrifice and deception coming out and the loss and, whatever this mask, whatever is behind this mask with Tower here, that brought sadness, that made someone hold back and do something ass backwards. They should have been going at a situation one way, but they decided to go at it a different way that caused more pain. Whatever pain transpired out of a rocky foundation forced somebody to sacrifice the very thing that they were afraid of sacrificing to keep whatever this was stable. They end up sacrificing it to have something better with the Hangman and the Sun here. So you look at something different. You think you got it all together in one aspect until that method or pattern doesn't work anymore, and you're forced to go about it the right way. And not even realizing when you don't have no choice but to go about it a certain way is when you realize that was the right way and you were sacrificing longevity for comfortability for the longest until God, the Most High, with all these major arcanas coming in, stepped in at the right time to say, hey, before you lose everything or before you lose enough to be overwhelmed and don't want to move forward, let me snatch you up out of this real quick. Let me snatch you up out of this situation real quick. Wow, this is the perfect time for you to understand the assignment, figure it out, put 2 and 2 together, gain the wisdom, and learn a lesson from this without completely sabotaging everything. I don't know who I'm talking to, but that's what I'm getting. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Pisces, Libra, Scorpio. I also have Cancer here too because of the Chariot at the bottom of the tower. Why did this message come out for Aries? What is the overall principle of this message? Like, what do you want them to take away from this? Hey, what do you want Aries placements to take away from this? Temperance came out, and the King of Pentacles came out, and the Star came out. To have more faith in yourself, and don't be so quick to settle. Don't be so quick to take what seems to be the easiest route, but it may not be the one that gives you longevity. Do your research. Learn how to trust God a little more, because you may have fallen off a plan because it wasn't going in the way that you expected. Like, I had to learn a lesson in regards to my faith and learning how to trust my intuition. This guy, I guess he was basically trying to prove to me that I was a fake psychic medium or something. You know, he, at the time, I didn't realize he was mocking me, but he started mocking me in little subtle ways, and I realized it after the fact. So he asked me to give him a horse to bet on that he'll win a nice amount of money on. I gave him the horse, and because the odds were so low, he didn't take it. But at least he was man enough to admit to me that the horse did win and he missed out on $50,000. So, because the way he was talking to me, you know, I wasn't arrogant with my gifts, and I'm still not. I'm always open for constructive criticism, but it has to be constructive criticism. At that time, I don't know. I thought it could have been constructive, but really it wasn't. It was a way of him trying to mock me. So I don't know. I prayed about it, and I had got introduced to some people that introduced me to some people, and they became like long-term clients or whatnot, and we worked together or whatnot. And I just thought about it like that was a test, you know, because I'm like, dang, why would I don't see why, because he made it seem like at first that I gave him a horse, you know, a useless horse, and my intuition is off or something like that. So I don't know, but when I realized what had really happened, a situation came about after that, and it made a point to me where I understood that I need to trust more and to not let naysayers like get to me, and make sure that I understand the difference between criticism, you know, just negative criticism, and constructive criticism. Because if my spirit guides can guide someone to $50,000 that easily, me being the vessel, imagine what they can do for me if I trust them. So they used him and his doubt as a way to restore my own faith and to make example out of him while he was trying to make an example out of me. Does that make sense? So anyway, It could be something similar to that situation, not identical, but something similar to that. Just have patience, do what you said, do what spirit tell you to do, and have faith, and just be productive. The king starts off like a page, like everybody else. You got to be a page, then you got to be a knight, then you get to a king and a queen. It takes time, but you got the most high in your corner. It doesn't matter what other people feel, what they think, what they judge. They don't have power over you unless you give it to them. And sometimes you could be in your emotions and wanting to help people and want to exert yourself into battles that don't have nothing to do with you. Yes, God is almighty. The ancestors are strong. But that doesn't give me, you, or anybody else the right to exert them into situations because they look after us. We can't just extend their services to other people. Some of us had to go through hell and back to get the grace and mercy that we have for ourselves. So just, you know, be careful who you bring along the ride, because they could they could either restore your faith, strengthen it, or just deplete it. You know. All right. Sagittarius, what was that? Sagittarius, Aquarius, and Taurus, King of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah. Your way to stability or to accomplish a goal may be a totally different route to somebody else's, and you can't allow people to put you in a box that they never placed you in, or they're not God. They're not. They have no control over your purpose, can't even help you. I don't know. God bless. All right, let's see. The back of the Emperor. All right. The back of the Emperor, the Five of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Nine of Cups, the Moon, and the back of the Tower. Somebody, your spirit guides, the Most High is seeing something that you don't see to help you get away unscathed. That dove represents you flying around the debris, because if you smart enough to listen to whatever this eye sees, that you don't see, and when they give you instructions, you'll be able to move away from these burning people, this burning building, whatever foundation that's just not for you, that's not stable, and just wasn't meant to stand. So your message this week is more so about you trusting God, like seriously trusting your intuition. The Most High talks to us in different ways. It can be through our intuition, our dreams. We all don't receive the message the same way. But the moral of the story is, when you get the message, believe it and act accordingly, or else, you know, because somebody can see something clearly that you can't, but all you got to do is listen to them, and you can navigate through the BS unscathed. Like this dove here, some type of foundation is coming down. You shouldn't say nothing to nobody about it. Keep whatever divine insight you get to yourself, and it's not to be deceptive. You don't want to go against someone's destiny, someone's free will to learn a lesson, someone's karma. You just don't know why maybe you don't want to be quiet. Maybe you feel like the more people understand it and get it like you, that it'll be all right, but that's not true. Remember, you don't see everything. Remember, see this eye? You don't see everything. You don't. So don't even exert yourself in that way. Something could be unbearable or just too much for you. Maybe you're micromanaging a lot when you don't have to, or have a plate full of different responsibilities and tasks where you could be overwhelmed. With the back of the Emperor here, hey, it's nothing wrong with having healthy competition and competing and doing what you got to do to stay recognized or to get recognized and recognition or whatnot. But if it's to the point where you overworking and you taking it out on your body, your mind, your soul, you may want to calm down. and let other people have a chance to fight and compete too. Sometimes being over competitive can work against you. Sometimes being over competitive can work against you. That's what I'm getting from this back of the Emperor, which is like the Emperor in reverse and the Five of Wands. Like, you want to make sure that you exert yourself to be recognized, but not to the point where you're being taken advantage of, being looked at in a negative way. Not even if you're trying to. I'm sure you're probably not trying to be looked at as somebody problematic or anal or something like that. But I don't know if this is micromanaging, if this is somebody that works too hard and have high expectations of others, or because this could be like, you could be an employee, you could be a supervisor. You could be a supervisor, and the people that work under you or work with you think that you are over the top, like you're very analytical, maybe too analytical. um you want to fact check shit that don't need to be fact checked. And they could feel like, maybe you're new in this role, they could feel like you have something to prove to somebody else that's higher than you, when you're not creating allies, you're creating enemies in disguise that appear to be allies because they want to keep their job, or they want to, just not rock the boat. Something. Maybe this is how you feel if you're not a supervisor. Then you got the Eight of Cups. So they're telling you not to take it personal. You got the side of the Eight of Cups where it talks about you stepping away to see things clearly, and being able to detach emotionally. Like, sometimes we don't need to insert our emotions into things that only require logic. I don't know if this is you doing this, or this is somebody that worked with you or around you that does this, but somebody needs to step back and look at something from a logical standpoint and not an emotional standpoint. And they'll be happier, their team will be happier, their environment will be happier with the Nine of Cups. Because I don't know if this is, you could be the overbearing boss that don't mean to be, or this is something that you and your coworkers are going through. Maybe you just got promoted, and maybe y'all both have like trauma bonded from a overbearing boss, and you don't realize that you're becoming the very thing that traumatized you and whoever this is that's been suffered with you. It's real easy to be the villain, especially when you had the power and the means to do so. I don't know. Why is this coming out? Why is this coming out? The Two of Cups, the back of the Hierophant, which is like rebel, and the Four of Cups. Yeah, somebody is torn in between okay, somebody is in a hard in between a rock and a hard place in regards to playing by the rules, making themselves look good and keeping a good rapport, and being a part of something without necessarily being a part of it, being able to still have access to those rooms that many people don't have access to. Somebody's trying to play both sides, and they don't. You ever saw the movie In Too Deep? How they put him in there as an undercover cop to get close to the gang leader, and as he's undercover, he starts to really understand the gang leader as a man, as a businessman, as a gang leader, all of that. And he doesn't even realize that he's a damn cop. He done forgot he's an undercover cop, and he just, flat out in gang member gangster mode. I feel like if you don't set healthy boundaries, you can get sucked up into a world that goes against your own morals, and puts you in a situation where you're not fighting for the right team, where you're not playing for the right team, all because you want to make somebody proud or, be accepted by somebody. Just be real careful playing that game. Just be real careful playing that game and allowing people to suck you in it. And you can have healthy boundaries and you can say no without being a jerk about it, and still have respect and still be able to walk in those doors and still be able to have, good relationships with the people you need relationships with. It's like somebody could be potentially trying to pervert you. And on one hand, it's some bullshit, but on the other hand, it comes with perks. So shit, is it really that bad of a deal? It's just something. If you're not going through this right now, this is something that's coming up in the future for sure. And whoever this is with the Two of Cups, you're gonna get, you're gonna have, it's gonna be a real connection there. But the life paths are different. The motives are different. It's, I don't know. Well, we got Pisces, Taurus, Scorpio, Aries, Cancer. What about the person on Aries' mind? How do they feel about them? I told you I was freestyling. Whatever came out is what I was going to talk about. So a lot of y'all must be having some things go on at work or in your social circle where you could feel like you're in between a rock or a hard place. You got the World and the Six of Cups. Damn. The person on your mind has genuine emotion for you, does care about you. They feel like you've done a lot for yourself. You've made a lot of yourself. You've evolved in some way. You've accomplished something. You've closed out a cycle from your past, and you constantly are getting better and better. And this side of the Six of Cups talks about someone being caught up in a rapture of love. Somebody on your mind, whoever this is, they daydream about you a lot. They remember you. In their mind and in their heart, they'll always see you in a certain way that's linked to your past. And it don't necessarily have to be bad. They're proud of your accomplishments, though. They dream of you. If they're in your life, they want to rekindle something and take it back to how it was in the past at some point in a blissful sense. If they're not in your life, they want to reconcile with you in hopes of rekindling the relationship and going back to to a timeline from the past. This could be a Taurus, a Scorpio, a Leo, or an Aquarius. But whoever this is, they miss you. They're proud of you. If you have something going on online with the world here, they more than likely are all in. They keep up with your socials. They either miss you completely or they miss an aspect of you. They miss a certain aspect or timeline in their relationship, something like that. What is Aries' advice when it comes to this person? Four of Swords, back of the King of Wands, the Four of Cups, and back of the Hierophant. Hey, embrace the beautiful memories, but some stuff just can't be relived. Sometimes some things, some encounters can only be encounters. They can only be experiences that you guys both learn from and you keep it moving. Your time, the book is already written. It's over with. The back of the Hierophant is all about rebelling. The Four of Cups is about being dissatisfied. The back of the King of Wands is someone that regret certain actions and wonder if they made the right choice. The Four of Swords is also not only my sick card, but it's a card of rest and contemplating too. And this side of the Four of Swords is somebody that is, like tired of being tired. You know, you were just a lesson, and they were to you. There's really no reason to revisit this, not even for old time's sake. That's what I'm saying. Um, can you give me a few cards on Aries finances, please? Yeah, I have some Excedrin. That does work. It didn't work for me, not entirely because I think my sinuses were connected to it, but I eventually took the right medicine and I had to sleep it off. And I'm still like, my head still hurts. Like if I like put my face down or my head back too much, it'll hurt. I don't know what's that about. Okay. What am I doing rocking the PRE pullover? Because I'm a Young Dolph fan. I've always been a Young Dolph fan. And it's cold as hell up here. And this hoodie was right here. Sometimes I got like ottomans and stuff in my living room where I keep like blankets for me and Princess and little hoodies and little footies and socks. So when moments like this pop up, I can just whip out the hoodie, put on the socks, and be warm. But yeah, I'm a big Young Dolph fan, even to this day. And I like Key Glock too. All right, for sure. Long live the flipper. All right. So, finances for Aries. Damn. 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 You got the 10 of Pentacles. This money didn't come easy, or it won't come easy. But that don't mean you give up. There's a tower in the background of this card if you look closely. This man and this woman has been through hell before they made it to each other. Pure hell. They've been in towers that they constructed for themselves or surrendered to stay entrapped within. It's when they moved forward that their life started rewarding them a thousand times over. So there's no such thing as going backwards. Whether it's a relationship, a partnership in business, love, or a job. Something new, a new chapter, a new job, a new company is what's going to bring you the financial stability and fulfillment that you want. With the 10 of Pentacles here, period. And then when you get it, 8 of Swords, don't you feel guilty about a damn thing. Who has survivor's remorse? 10 of Pentacles ain't supposed to make you feel like this. Now, you're not supposed to be a fool with your pentacles and just be out and about flexing and making yourself a target to get robbed or worse. But you're not supposed to feel guilty about it. This tower says that you busted your ass to get this. Don't be guilty. Be smart, Be strategic. But don't you feel bad about making it out of the trenches? Don't you feel bad when somebody chooses you over somebody else? Especially if you know it's a position that you worked for. And I'm not talking about no stank ass karmic man or woman. I would be offended. I'm offended that my ex is still like me. Because I'm not even in the same energy. Half of them niggas I'm not even claiming. Because I love myself too much to even want to be associated with some of the people I dated when I didn't love myself. So, at the end of the day, whatever you're working on, whether it's inner, outer, whatever the case may be, I think they want you to have faith, be consistent, and I believe that one of the messages, be quiet, keep people out of your business. When stuff gets to falling apart, don't try to fix it. It's meant to fall apart so you can start somewhere else and take whatever's left over and multiply it elsewhere. Because what? You don't see everything. You don't see everything. The best thing that you can do right now is to hold on tight to God, pray, meditate, be a vessel, and surrender and be guided by the Spirit. Being guided by the Spirit is how y'all even know me. And I'm a human being. That's why I kind of like insert myself in parts of the messages that resonate with me, because it's real. Like, it really is real. God is real. Spirit is real. The ancestors is real. Energy is real. Your mind, what you think, and that it's real. It's real. All right. Give me a kiss. I love you. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe. I have a membership. If you're interested in joining, go ahead and click the link in the description box of this video, and I will see you during the next members live stream, which will be sometime this weekend. It is officially fire sign day, so I am moving on to Leo. I love you and bye.